Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Today what I'm bringing you guys, and I don't believe that I've seen one of these on YouTube yet, is a TAKEDA cameos tier list. So this isn't like what the placement of TAKEDA would be with this team or anything. Like, TAKEDA's not really that good of a character in this meta, at least. I think he's a couple of buffs away from being like a very good character. He does have a lot of good damage with a lot of cameos. He is versatile with a lot of cameos as well. But just in this current meta, and like with Ferra being in the game and a lot of things actually changing about MK1, he's really not all too crazy of a character. I would low-key say he's like bottom 3, maybe down there with like Shang, and honestly I would even say Havoc is better, and a couple others, but either way, that's besides the point. Anyways, I will be looking at a list I have created this last night, woke up today, and here I am making the video. But it's pretty much just like a way of saying what I can say about these cameos specifically, and like everything that they bring him. I'm going to try to throw up some clips and stuff, or maybe even do it live while I'm recording this. In the meantime, let's just go ahead and get into it. First one we will start with, and we would I guess we'll just be doing these in order. That's pretty much how I have the list. Would be with Darrius. In my opinion, I think Darrius doesn't really work too well with TAKEDA. I'm not gonna put him in F though, because I feel like there's probably something that you could get from Darrius, but there's literally no reason to run him because he has so many other better cameos. I don't know. I've tried to lab him. I've literally labbed every single cameo in the game with this character. He is by far my favorite character. He's the most fun character I've ever played, and he's pretty much given me life back in this game. But Darrius, I just cannot seem to find anything with them. I don't know if there is some stuff. If there is, then somebody please let me know. Darrius did get some pretty nice buffs as well, but he just does not seem to work too well with TAKEDA. Moving on to Cyrax. Cyrax is easily an S tier cameo for TAKEDA. There's like really no question. This is like, if not his best cameo, his second best cameo. He is absolutely insane. He gives insane damage to TAKEDA. Back 3 combos into net, of course, which that is like low-key kind of broken because back 3 is such a good move just in general. If you do the full string back 3-4, that makes it safe. If they know that the net is going to be coming out, then you can poke on it, press even, just get a full punish combo, full combo punish, and you take your cameo away whenever you hit the other, whenever you hit Cyrax. But back 3 comboing into net is a problem because one, TAKEDA gets like 50% no matter what, and it's also draining your meter. So TAKEDA can set up 2 stars. Doesn't really matter how he does it. There's like 3 or 4 different variations of this combo that he can do, which that's going to take away at least a bar of your meter, like no matter what. By the time that the combo is finished, you still haven't built that bar back up, even though it's a good amount of hits. Obviously, that taking away your meter, it kind of makes it kind of hard for you to be able to break, because you need 3 bars of meter to break in this game. That makes it a very good thing. Or if you just get hit by random net, he gets grab combos in the corner. He technically can get them in mid screen, but you normally are only going to get like 14% for the throw, and that's if you get it correctly. Which can be kind of hard sometimes. And then he also gets star setup. So after, like, whenever you do the down back 2 in the air and you call in Cyrax, you have a chance to set up a free star, or you can do EX stars, which can then lead into a back 3 mix up, or even a forward 4 mix up, or even a grab mix up. But the grab mix up's kind of weird. So Cyrax is definitely an S tier cameo for TAKEDA. On to Ferra. I truly believe Ferra is one of the dumbest cameos in the game. I don't know if she is better than Khameleon, even after all of the Khameleon nerfs. I will say the meta that this cameo has brought to the game has like drastically changed it. It has made characters that were not really that good insanely good. It just changes the entire game. I didn't think one cameo would change this entire game. Like even Janet, when Gento, I guess, was like getting labbed the most, and whenever it released, all these crazy damage combos, you don't ever see that anymore. Ferra, like, just having the ability that she can, one, give you more damage, gives any character mix off of literally any button pretty much, throw low Ferra out from the neutral. She's just low-key kind of stupid. So she gives TAKEDA some pretty good mix-ups. She gives him mix off of his stand 4, which is actually kind of dumb, because if you do stand 4 into Ferra up and then you do the neutral jump, 1, it's safe, 2, it's a mix up, because if you do stand 4 and you wait a little bit, you can touch the ground and then you can do the low and it still combos. So you get a combo from either of those choices. So it's a mix after his stand 4, puts him airborne, of course. So it also makes him pretty scary, because if his back 2 is spaced properly, then they cannot interrupt it. So normally TAKEDA's back 2 is punishable just if you stagger back 2. If you do back to 1, if you do back to 1+3 or 2+4, sorry, that is is an overhead and it's up blockable, and everything just has a damn gap in it, so it kind of sucks. But if back 2 is spaced properly, you can do back 2, call in Ferra, and then you have a mix of either or. And sometimes the overhead will hit even if you're spacing it like from a really far distance. The low will always connect either way, so you know, you get a mix off of that alone, which is kind of scary. So it forces them to kind of respect the back 2-1, just in case, you know, the Ferra is going to come out. So that's something that you got to be careful for. But all in all, I would say Ferra is she's an A tier Kameo for TAKEDA. I haven't really found many like setups to where you can pull out pain and gain for free. I guess you could do like EX down back 2 in the air and just call out Ferra then. But I don't really know. I really don't feel like he needs it because he just shits out damage anyways. But you know, it's alright. Next, we have Frost. Frost is one of those cameos that doesn't really do anything for TAKEDA, to be honest. Obviously, she has a freeze, so he does get meterless combos with that. He can't get as creative like he can with Cyrax because the freezes don't last that long. Another thing that you can do is you can do the chip with the barrage that she has, the little frost barrage thing. If you do back 2, you can do the chip move, which like you really don't see that too much either. And she did get a new wall buff, but you don't really see the wall used ever, if you even see Frost used with TAKEDA anyways. So, but you can do like back 2 into the chip move, into the barrage, or you can do back 2-1 into barrage. It kind of just same thing with Ferra. You just kind of have to stay on your toes because that chip shit does a lot. So you got to be careful with that. All in all, I would say she gives him like decent damage simply because she can get you can get hit confirms if you do get a shimmy off of 1-2. So all in all, just, you know, decent if you can really get the hit confirm with the freeze. You get meterless damage. You can hold on to your bars if you need a break. His armor is just so damn bad, so I guess Frost can give him a better version of armor. Anyways, I would say C tier. Goro. Goro got some really insane buffs. I still think that he would be a C tier cameo for TAKEDA. I don't think he really gives him all that much, and Goro is one of those characters that pretty much just makes anything that you do safe. That's what he's known for. TAKEDA really needs a lot of safety whenever he's trying to do things in neutral or just in general. So with that being said, if you do back 2 Rekkas, or if you do back 3 Rekkas, back 2-1 Rekkas, you can make them plus with the Goro punch. Or if you use the new buffs that he got where you can call him behind you while you're doing back 2-1 and then you do the punch walk, he gets a lot of damage off of this. So, you know, that's something cool, but in my opinion, I really don't think you should waste your entire cameo bar with Goro if you need a cameo to fight with most of the time. And I'm not saying TAKEDA necessarily does, but he thrives whenever he has a good cameo, specifically because that makes his mix game a lot more, because he doesn't really have mix that he can get. He's more of like a strike throw type of distance character, but like I said, his back 2 and his back 2-1 are just unsafe and they have gaps, so it's kind of hard for him to play from the mid-range, believe it or not, with against an opponent that's really good and can call out what you're doing. So all in all, I would say Goro is about a C tier cameo. Next, we have Janet. I do not have any doubt in my mind that anyone would disagree with me. Janet is TAKEDA's best cameo, and there's really no questions about it. Now, like I was saying before, I think Cyrax is a very close second, especially depending on the playstyle that you prefer, but Janet gives him so much. One, she gives him insane damage. A thing that I don't really see too much of. I don't see a lot of people doing this, if anybody at all. You can do back 2 or back 2-1 into the Janet wall, and this can low-key be kind of stupid. The reason this is dumb is because if you're doing back 2 a lot of the time, as I've mentioned before, it has a gap in back 2-1, and back 2 is unsafe, back 2-1 is unsafe. You do back 2 into Janet wall, you can bait out armor. I have it in one of my videos, and I have Scorpion trying to punish the back 2, the gap, to see if you know, he can punish the gap. The Janet wall will stop the punish, and then you get a punish on that. So that's a huge mind game that a lot of people aren't really familiar with because no one does it. I don't know if it's, you know, useful to do it all the time, because obviously once TAKEDA gets a hit with Janet, he's gonna call in the punch and everything, and then you're just getting so much damage. But you know, if you're, depending on what type of opponent you're playing, like if they're really aggressive, if they use meter a bunch trying to reversal you for stuff, you can start calling things out for with the wall, and then, you know, you set yourself up for even more damage and more setups. With that, Janet gives him star setups, very easy star setups. He can literally do them off of any combo pretty much, as long as you use the punch with Janet. If you do the triple punch, you can throw a star down right in front of you, which will set them up for you falling, or them falling in front of you, and then you can do a back throw into the star, which also is another type of mind game, because if you do not do a throw, which they're probably going to be neutral ducking because that's normally what people will do, you can shimmy them with 1-2 or even 2-1. That's TAKEDA's big problem, is he just doesn't have a mid. You're not shimmying somebody with back 2. That shit's just too slow. If you shimmy them with 1-2, You get the combo. You can pretty much get a free combo if you EX it into the back 4-2 EX. So, you know, it's just another way of like a mind game after you get a star down, because that is kind of scary. You don't want to get hit by a star from a grab combo, or just like in general. The stars, they don't really scale that much. You get hella damage from them. And then the last thing I would say, you get grab combos literally anywhere on the screen. And this is another thing for Takeda. Like I said, I really consider him more of a strike throw character, especially when he's got cameos like Cyrax and Janet and stuff like that. His grab combos do so much damn damage. He's getting 20+% every single time he gets a grab, and he can get star combos from Janet after a throw, which literally just sets you up for another throw or strike throw mix up. Janet, yeah, definitely his best cameo, no questions asked there. So let's move on to Jax. I would also say that Jax is an S tier cameo. Now this is kind of where it gets kind of, I don't know, like hard to pick who would be his top two or top 3 and 2, I guess, because Cyrax and Jax are both kind of similar when it comes to how things work, aside from like what all you do with Jax. So like obviously Jax isn't going to drain your meter or anything, but he can give you unblockable setup. The unblockable setups for Takeda can be kind of difficult because it depends on obviously what your opponent is going to do, but after you do the down back 2 in the air, you end the combo there. You can call in Jax, but depending on what combo you did and when you want to do an unblockable setup, what type of unblockable setup you want to do is when you're gonna call in Jax. Because if you mess up the timing at all, it can literally just mess you up completely, and then you just wasted half of your bar. But after you do that, you can set them up so as soon as they wake up, they are going to have to jump back. If you time it properly when they are going to jump, which like I said, this is kind of difficult to do at certain times, especially in game, you can either do a teleport and you do the overhead teleport, so when they're jumping, it hits them and then you get a free combo, but then the combo that you have to do after it is kind of one-sided. You can't really get all too creative because it also sets you up to do this again and repeat the process, and you can do this at least 2 or 3 times. So that technically means that you can lead into a touch of death if you get the right situation the exact same way. But that's pretty good that Jax can do that. No other character can do that, of course, because they don't really have unblockable setups like that. But of course Jax gets insane damage, or gives him insane damage as well, because he gets the backbreaker, and you can just get hella combos from that. Sets your opponent up to be in bad situations all the time, it feels like. He gets star setups as well from the throw combos and all that stuff, which also means he can get throw combos anywhere on the screen as well. So obviously in the corner, things are going to be a lot better because he can he doesn't have to do the EX back 4-2 instantly. He can do back 2-1 and then combo that into EX back 4-2. So Jax, all in all, S tier cameo. I don't really know if I would say he's better than Cyrax, because Cyrax, the meter drain from Cyrax is low-key just insanely stupid. I don't care. So I would say those are your top 3 cameos with Sektor. I mean with Takeda. Next we got Kano. Kano is definitely a C tier cameo. He low-key could be in D tier, but I can't put Kano in D tier simply because he just makes everything plus or safe. That's literally all you would end up using him for. There's nothing else that you would gain from him. He does get throw combos in the corner, but that's literally about it. He's one of those cameos that you don't really want to use him with Takeda. You can get safe pressure and plus pressure after Rekkas. Obviously that's Kano, that's what Kano's designed for, so it's like nothing crazy. He doesn't give Takeda anything that is wow. Next I would say Khameleon. We got Khameleon I would put in A tier. I don't know if I can put her in S. She does give him a lot. Like, she's kind of versatile when it comes to giving Takeda things, but she's literally like that for every character. But she's not used nearly as much as I would say the other top 3 are, or even Ferra, to be honest. So I think I can just give her A for now, but she does give him good stuff. So gives him great damage, throw combos anywhere with Katana, of course. Pretty easy hit confirms, which you can either combo into the Melina overhead, or you can combo into the Jade Glaive, of course. So if you just do raw Jade Glaive in neutral, or if you do back 2 Jade Glaive, people try to press on you, try to get an interruption or something like that, then you get easy ass hit confirms. The damage, like I said, is kind of, it's okay. She does give him a better wake up though. This is low-key kind of huge. Khameleon's wake up, or Takeda's wake up, is literally the worst in the damn game. His armor is the worst in the game. There's no questions. I don't care what anybody has to say. Overhead Melina on wake up is a combo starter. I don't really know why it still is, but that does kind of give him a better option to get off the ground, because his armor is just so damn shit. And then of course meterless damage, like I was saying with Jade Glaive. So all in all, I would say she's an A tier cameo for Takeda. Next we have Kung Lao. I would say Kung Lao is probably the first character first cameo that we're going to put in B. Kung Lao kind of gives the same thing when it comes comes to meterless damage, you can obviously use the spin, combo launcher, and stuff like that. You don't really see anything too crazy coming out from Kung Lao. He does the same thing that he does with every character that can do an overhead low mix-up. So you get low hat into jump mix-ups, which this can be very broken. I wouldn't say that it's as good as like Sindel or anything, but after you do the EX down back 2, you can set up low hat, and then you can get a safe jump, and then that's definitely a hard mix for them to block, but it's not as bad as, like, I would say a Sindel or anything like that. And you can also kind of jump back from it if it's timed wrong. So that's one thing that you kind of got to worry about. Another thing, you do have a safer way of getting in. This can also be kind of iffy as well, because you have to watch what your opponent does after you pull out the low hat at like full screen, or if you're like mid screen. If you just cannot get in, you charge low hat, you do the behind the back teleport overhead, use the low hat to either do it before or you do it after to make the teleport safe. The only thing about this is once you call out a low hat, highly likely your opponent's just going to start jumping all over the damn place. You can either jump up and do the zip line, or you can just do the teleport like I said, but most of the time the teleport will whiff if you don't catch them jumping at the right time. Kind of the same thing with the jack setup as well. So you can either waste your full low hat and then make yourself punishable with doing the teleport, or it can work. That's literally about it. And then of course he gets low hat as a projectile. Takeda's stars are like low-key kind of good, but they can be telegraphed. You can call those out a lot of the time. So hack just kind of shuts people down sometimes, although you can neutral jump the hat or just jump over it. But you know, next we got Mavado. I have labbed a lot with this character. I've played a lot with this character. I honestly would say that he's better than Khameleon for Takeda, but he's definitely an A tier character. I don't think I can give him S because he doesn't give him all too much that the S tier cameos do, but he does give you insane damage. It's really good damage, really good damage. Another thing like Takeda struggles with, of course, like I said before, is having things safe. So back 2 or back 2-1, you can do the pull after that, and that does make it plus, of course. And he does get throw combos anywhere. Now, granted, you're not gonna have a lot of damage from the throw combos, and you're not going to get them often because you do have to use all of your meter for the mine. There is a very specific way that he can get more damage, but the timing on this damn throw is so hard that I cannot replicate it. If I can find a clip, I'll throw it in there, but I cannot replicate it. It is like a frame one, frame perfect input when you have to pull the mine out to actually make it to where Takeda doesn't fall to the ground. But any time aside from that, you're going to fall to the ground when you're trying to do the throw setup, and he normally gets around like 18-ish%. I think maybe 20 if you EX the down back 2. So all in all, I would definitely say that Mavado is a very decent cameo with Takeda. The damage is just so good that he gets with him, and the combos are kind of fun. So Motaro, I would say that Motaro is one of those B tier cameos, and low-key I might even throw him in C because I feel like he really doesn't give him anything except plus pressure. That is about it. You can make the Rekkas safe. You know, if you wanted to use the Rekkas more in the matchup, you can make them safe with the far teleport that he got buffed with. But aside from that, you're literally just doing like back 2 into low shot to make it plus. But even then, there's still a gap. Some people won't really want to burn armor if they're just getting hit by that because Takeda doesn't have really that crazy of pressure, so they'll just hold it most of the time. But it does give you the ability to make things plus, so I can't really throw him in C because the other characters down there do the same thing, but I feel like Motaro just does a better job at it. But I don't know. Next we got Sareena, and I will be throwing her in B tier as well. I would probably say over Motaro though. This character has just always been really stupid and not fun to fight against. Like no matter what, no one really likes fighting against Sareena. She does give him a better wake up. That's one thing that I would say. Very easy hit confirms as well. So if you get, I don't know what those things are called. What are her fucking knives called? We'll just call them knives for now. I don't know why I don't know what they're called. I'm probably just having a brain fart. If you get those just random in the screen, back 2 has such a long range, you can get an easy hit confirmed from that. She gets hella meterless damage. You know, you got a single projectile, which is a good check in neutral because a lot of the times people are going to be waiting for you to do back 2 in neutral, which is, like I said, is unsafe. So you can throw out that single projectile and kind of just chip people away. And then the better wake up, of course. She does have it gives him a better option for a wake up. I would say she's a B tier cameo. Scorpion is definitely going up in the A tier. I don't know if I can put him in front of Khameleon because Khameleon is just so much more versatile of a cameo. Scorpion does give him insane damage, which is really fun. His combos are really fun with Scorpion. You can get some pretty nice setups as well. You get throw combos anywhere pretty much. Star setups from the throw combos or star setups just from the combo extensions, and it does give him a much better wake up. Now this is character dependent, as I have put in the notes. Depending on what character you are fighting, the Scorpion pull doesn't always work against certain things. You have to be careful there. There's a lot of things that you'll probably have to lab, but this is more of a Scorpion thing, not a Takeda thing. So if you can, you know, hit the lab, make sure whatever you are getting pressured by a lot in that match is something that Scorpion can actually pull you away from, because if you get punished, you're not gonna like it, because you're getting hit, your Scorpion's getting hit, and you're getting hit. You know, that's one thing that you got to worry about. But at least it gives him a way of getting away from things, because like I said before, his armor is just so damn bad. This is going to be I don't even know what to say about what type of pick this will be. I think that Sektor is so damn fun of a cameo, but I don't know where to put him in A tier, but I definitely think he is A tier. At first I was saying that he's not a very good cameo for Takeda because there's just so many other better ones. This character's low-key kind of, I don't know, man. He's really fun with Sektor. Like, and the first thing I put in my notes is most fun combos. Like, I made a Sektor guide if you guys want to go watch that. My most popular video right now that I've uploaded from Mortal Kombat is my Takeda and Sektor video, for some reason. So I don't know if people are wanting to play Sektor with this character, or if like people are having the same amount of fun that I'm having, or if they just don't know how good or shit he actually is with Takeda. But I honestly think that he's pretty good. Reason being is because you do get throw combos anywhere, but you do have to spend both bars for that, which is not normally viable. If you're about to close out a round, then obviously you could use that. You do get to make things safe with the missiles, and you also get mix-ups from the missile. Now this is kind of what makes it low-key broken. When you're in the corner, the mix-ups that you can get from this damn missile is ridiculous. You can do it does have to be timed properly, so it's kind of one thing that you have to lab and be on the lookout for. It's more of like a listen, like an audio cue thing / timing. But if you're in the corner and you get you call out the missile after you get a knockdown or something like that, or you can just call it out randomly and make your opponent block, you can get a mix-up off of 4, or you can get a combo off of forward 4. If they get hit by the forward 4 and they're airborne and the missile hits them, thank you for the Sektor buffs. That does make them pop up now. Same thing with back 3. If they get hit by back 3, then you know it can combo into the missile, because the missile has so much hit stun. So that buff alone made Sektor so much better as of a cameo. And of course, the last thing I would say is you do get pressure from the Rekkas if you time the missiles correctly. You can do back 2. As soon as you do back 2, call out the missile. You do back 2-1, and then you do Rekka 1-2. You cancel that. If they get hit by any of those Rekkas, the missile will combo once again because of the hit stun. Or if they don't get hit by it, then you have safe pressure and you can kind of start another sequence. You can do 1-2 after it. You can dash up, you can get a grab, so on and so forth. So honestly, I think Sektor is a pretty good cameo with Shujinko. I mean, what? With Takeda, I just don't think I could put him in S tier, but he's super fun. If I had to really guess, or if I had to really pick, I would say that he probably is better than Scorpion, but I don't know if he's better than Khameleon. I've used him way more than Khameleon. If it was going off of bias, then I would put him right here. If I'm going off of realism, then I would say Khameleon is probably still a better cameo just because she's more versatile. Above Scorpion, I don't know, to be honest, but I'm going to put him here just because I have hope. Shujinko. Sonya, she gives him a great projectile. I would throw her in the B tier. A great projectile, and Sonya's been kind of known now for charging up energy rings full screen, and if you have a teleport, you can teleport behind somebody, or you can just make it very plus with the energy ring whenever you release it. That being said, you can charge up the energy rings, teleport behind them, make it safe, or make it very plus, and then you kind of have a safe way in. You do get a back 3 overhead mix, but it can be interrupted because it's just so slow. But you get, you know, back 3-4 is a low, back 3 Sonya leg grab is an overhead. So if you're getting hit by that, honestly, it's kind of like a check type of thing. Most people are going to be expecting the back 3-4, so they're going to be expecting double low. If you get hit by the overhead, then you get a full combo. And then, of course, with now that Sonya's leg grab is an overhead, if you're close enough to your opponent, they don't really have to worry about the overhead for the most part. Because Sektor's or Takeda's overhead, people don't really use that much, so you can kind of just throw out raw leg grab, and if they get hit by that, then you get another full combo. So she does give him good damage as well. Stryker, I would say that Stryker is going to go in the C tier. I don't really think the C tier order matters, to be honest. If I had to put him anywhere, then I would honestly say that Stryker would be at the top of C tier. Frost would probably be at I'd say Frost would be here over Kano. But Stryker, the thing that Takeda has a problem with, you can jump on damn near wake up every single time that he ends a combo and down back two. Stryker prevents that completely. You can do meaty nades after you get the down back two, and that forces your opponent to block no matter what. You cannot armor them because the nades did get buffed. If you do in the combos and down back two, you throw meaty nades. That allows you to either get a dash up. For some odd reason, I don't know if they did this on purpose or if this just was an accident or if it's always been like this. With characters like Sektor and Stryker, if you throw the nades or if you throw out the missile, you can still get a forward throw at a much earlier time than you should be able to, because I feel like the Kameo should still be on the screen, but it still allows you to get a forward throw. The reason this is a problem is because normally after you do a thing like a missile and you go for a grab, or if you do something like Stryker nades and you go for a grab, literally 10 times out of 10 it would have to be, or I'll say 9 times out of 10 it would have to be a back throw if you wanted it to be meaningful. Now you can mix that up with forward throw, still get whatever damage your Kameo is going to do, or you can do back throw. So they actually have to guess on the tech. So that's kind of cool. You know, you at least get something from doing that, and your opponent not being able to jump on wake up is very big because Takeda struggles from meeting people because he doesn't have a good mid. You also get plus pressure after Rekkas, of course. Anything into Rekkas, call out nades, you get plus pressure, so that's always good. Next, we got Sub-Zero. I'm also going to throw him in the C tier. Thing with Sub-Zero is Sub-Zero doesn't give him shit. Same thing that Frost kind of does. Gives him meterless combos. He can't get anything too crazy off of the freeze as well because the freeze doesn't last nearly as long as a Cyrax net does. It's okay because he can hold on to his meter if he needs to, because if he gets a combos it in the freeze, and he's getting okay damage for sure. Aside from that, he really doesn't get anything that Sub doesn't give any other character. So like obviously you get the ice shield, you don't have to worry about projectiles that much, and he does give him a better wake up as well with cold shoulder. Or armor, I guess. I keep saying wake up, but he gives him a better armor option with the cold shoulder, which is good. So now Tremor, on the other hand, I haven't seen anybody use Tremor with Takeda. I don't know, man. Tremor, he's just one of those characters. He works well with certain characters. He doesn't have an overhead. He has an overhead that matters, I guess I should say, that would even make the aftershock version of Tremor something that you would even have to care for. And aside from that, he literally doesn't get used for damn near anything. So I definitely don't think Tremor is a character that works well with Takeda, so I just throw him in D tier with Darrius. But aside from that, I know I didn't talk about Shujinko. Shujinko is just one of those cameos, man. Do I really have to talk about him? He does the same thing for every character pretty much. He just takes your shit and then you don't see him. Like you rarely see him. So Takeda on his own, there would be no reason whatsoever to pick Shujinko unless you're trolling. And I can say that about damn near every character in the game. There's no reason to pick Shujinko. I think he is one of the coolest cameos that they added into the game, and I really don't think there's a way that you could fix him to make him more playable. Like after the buffs he received and getting more pop-ups from everything, or from all the characters and stuff, it still doesn't make me want to play him. Like it makes me want to lab him and get cool combos and shit like that, but bringing him into a match is like the dumbest thing you could do. I don't know. So I'm just gonna throw him an F. I literally in my notes I have no with a period and F. So it is what it is. If you guys did enjoy this Takeda cameo tier list, please leave a like. I highly appreciate it if you guys did watch the video. I highly appreciate it if you would like it. Drop a sub, drop a lot of Mortal Kombat content now that Takeda has been out. I have literally just been pushing out video after video because I'm having so much fun with this character. But I'll stop blabbing now. That's pretty much all you've been hearing me do is yap. So anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys have a great day. Be sure to pop out for the next one, and you all have a amazing day. Peace out.